Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. We are having a fabulous day so far. I had a baby doctor appointment this morning, so we got to hear that little heartbeat. I love it. I think it's the sweetest sound ever to hear that little heartbeat thumping in there. So that was awesome. All is going well with the pregnancy, and that's always good news. And then, of course, we have scheduled our anatomy scan and gender scan, so I can count down till that. I'm sure I'll be doing some sort of poll on if people think it's a boy or a girl. So stay tuned for that. I'll let you guys weigh in on that. But feel free to ask any questions along the way, although I feel like the wives' tales are like a 50-50. Like I'm yes on this and no on that and everything. So that's kind of crazy. But I'm excited to be here. I moved my face to be up in the corner as I had a request saying it was like in my workspace. So we will try this out. You can let me know whether you like it better, you like it worse, it's too small, too big, or any of that. So definitely give feedback if you would like to. And we'll get started today. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you is I am all finished with my Halloween treats. So I bought candy. The bag of candy that I bought has two kinds of M&Ms, a Snickers and a Twix, and all of them fit perfectly in there. So like the M&Ms, I just kind of squished the M&Ms down and folded it and then shoved it in there, but then like these both slid in there very easily. Now I will say only one fits, so I mean it is economically cheap to where you're not filling this giant box full of candy. But you can see that that the Snickers, kind of fits in there perfectly. The Snickers, I would say, fits like snugly. So if you're trying to think of like what's the biggest candy I can fit, I would say the Snickers is good. The Twix, of course, is thinner, so it slides in really easily. And then these, the only thing that that makes these a little bit different is the fact that they're a little bit longer and squishier. So I think for some reason my pack I felt like had a ton of Snickers in it. So a lot of mine had Snickers. Pretty sure that's a Snickers. But like you can hear, it's got like a little wiggle room. There's in front of my microphone. So yeah. So all of my Halloween fall pumpkin treats are all done, and unfortunately there's still candy left over, so I'm trying to hide this for myself and get rid of it. Of course, I bundled up the bag and everything, put it on the other side of the room where I'm not going to pay attention to it, and hopefully we'll still have some candy around Halloween. And Claire came downstairs with me yesterday. She somehow immediately found it and then literally was placing it all over my desk. I'm like, well, Claire's not on board with me trying to maintain a healthy weight with this pregnancy. But I cleaned them all back up and I showed you guys those. So they're going back away and these are all bundled up. So one of the other things that I wanted to share with you guys about this is for some odd reason, and it's probably because I just used too much, I actually ran out of the black twine. I had a ton of white left over. And I even ended up doing my leftover black ones. I ended up doing black on one side, white on the other. Because I thought it still really went. It went okay. And of course, I can always give those to family or, a little kid who probably isn't going to notice anyway. They're going to rip off the one end and reveal the candy inside. And then who cares what the other end looks like. But look, I still had white left over. So I'm so like mind boggled by that. Like, I don't know if there was like less white or less black twine in the kit or something. I'm not really sure. But anyway, these are what they all look like. This is the September 2020 Paper Pumpkin kit, and it made 20 cracker boxes. But look at all of this leftover goodie. Like, stay tuned because I'm going to make some super cute fall cards, hopefully. Hopefully something comes to me and I can create something with that. This, of course, I use a lot of my own stuff. So I can always put these in my pile of adhesives and stuff. But yeah, so much goodie left over. And of course the stamps too. So I just wanted to share with you that. Of course, the October Paper Pumpkin Kit is going to be holiday themed. It will be full regular size cards that can be mailed. And the theme is Joy to the World with the colors Cherry Cobbler and Just Jade, which I thought those colors sounded really weird together until I put them together and I was like, mind blown. They were so gorgeous together. So, yeah, the Just Jade. Also, I love the box and the fact that they cellophane wrap them now with the sticker on the outside so that the box is nice and clean. I actually took the September Paper Pumpkin box, put treats in there, and that's what I'm going to send to my nieces and nephews who live farther away. So, like, the treats, all the stuff is provided, including the box that I'm going to mail it out in. All I had to do is buy candy. Like, how awesome is that? I love it. So that's Paper Pumpkin. You do want to make sure that you get signed up by October 10th, which now that we're into October and it's already the 2nd, you have 8 days to sign up for this. You can go to paperpumpkin.com. I actually didn't leave a link in the description because I put in a link for the Designer Series paper sale that's going on this month because we are playing with one of them that is on sale. And it's probably, I mean, like right now, it's one of my favorites because I'm working on holiday stuff. But there's so many of my favorites on the Designer Series paper sale. So I'm super loving that. The papers are 15% off. And I think I really like the 15% off sale better than the buy 3, get 1 free that they've had in the past. I just feel like sometimes I'm like, I don't need 4 packs of paper. But now, am I going to buy 4 packs on sale? I could see that happening. So I know that's kind of funny and silly, but it's all like how you kind of see it. And I don't have to buy all 4 of them right now. I could buy one now. I could buy one on the 15th, and I could buy one on the 30th or 2 on the 30th. So I don't have to do it all like at once. So that's like another sort of mindset to it too. Like I can buy another Snowflake Splendor now because that's what I need, because that's what I'm playing with. But then later in the month, I might be using up another pack and need to make that one. So it just kind of depends on how you like that. But yeah, in the description box, there is a link so that you can check out that Designer Series paper sale and enjoy the Snowflake Splendor paper for 15% off. So this is just one sheet of the paper. And it's kind of like some of these, you know, are all Pool Party or Coastal Cabana. And then you can see some of them have a little bit more of that Pacific Point in them. So like the whole sheet is sort of gradient on those colors. So this is the card that we are making. And I love it because it uses a small amount of Designer Series paper, but it also uses an amount that is divisible by 12, which means no waste. I love that. I just hate having like leftover, you know, like a leftover 2-inch strip. Because what am I going to do with that? I mean, I know there's a million things that you could do with it leftover 2-inch strip. But if I can just cut up the entire piece and make cards with every single piece right at that moment, I love it more because then I'm actually going to use it. So I used this in a class this week that I did with the entire Snowflake Splendor suite. And I cut extras for my own Christmas card stash. I want to say I should be close to the 50 mark now with how many cards I have done, which now that it's October, I'm feeling a little bit more nervous again. I was kind of feeling good for a while there. I feel like I need to do another stamping session where I make like 20 so that I can kind of feel a little caught up again. But we shall see. I usually send out, or at least in my head right now, I'm thinking I need like 180. So when I'm only at 50, that's why I'm feeling a little panicky. For some reason, I don't have enough cardstock cut. I'm not sure why. So we're just going to work with what we have until we run out, and then I'll cut some more. So how is everybody doing today? You guys are all pretty quiet. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what the weather's like in your area. It is going to get cold, and I'm not a fan of cold. But it's going to get cold. Like, Brad actually was like, don't you think we should maybe test out the furnace to make sure it works okay? I'm like, no, I'm not turning that on. And then I realized how cold it's going to be. You know, because we're kind of like the type that holds out, you know, as long as we can. But having a kid, that's changed a little bit. We feel like I don't really want to freeze the child out. But she actually has we closed the door in her room, and she has a humidifier in her room. So I feel like it's always super warm in her room. It's not really. It really stays anywhere between like 68 and 70. Or actually more like right around 70. It got to 68 last night because we didn't have the heat on. But okay, so there's 4 pieces of the designer paper. Why do I feel like I'm like over too far? Maybe I'm not. It looks like I'm right on. I guess maybe it's because that square was always down in the corner. And so that's why. But so there's 4 pieces. So there's a couple ways that you can do this. You can line up these 4 pieces with the preferred spacing, and then take one off individually and then like glue it back down. The other thing that I like to do is I like to start on the outside and work my way in. So a lot of times I like to do like the left and the right, and then I like to do the middle ones. And I sometimes will lay both of the middle ones down like at the same time. And there's a lot more like spacing availability with this one than I normally have. I normally make it like 1/8 of an inch between each one, but this one's got more like 1/4 of an inch. But see, I have adhesive on both of these, and then I'm looking at the spacing down here, and like I haven't put them down, like they're angled in my hand. And there we go. And again, the fact that you're putting decoration over the top, it kind of takes away some of that, ooh, that one looks a little crooked, or ooh, that one's a little closer together, or anything like that. And instead it just looks like a fabulous card. So there's our first one, and we can go ahead and put this one on our card front. Again, I don't have all my supplies cut. For some reason, I only have certain amounts of certain pieces. I don't know why. And so I'm just going to keep working until I need to cut some more. Does anybody have big plans for the weekend? Pumpkin patches. We've already kind of done our pumpkin patch. I wouldn't be opposed to going to the pumpkin patch again because Claire loves it and she loves pumpkins. But I also kind of feel like I'm okay if we don't because we've already taken care of that. I did want to make sure that we went early because I felt like the crowds would be less in the earlier times than later. And I knew I wanted to get decoration stuff whenever I went. Like the last 2 years that we went, I didn't. You know, we kind of went a little bit later and I didn't get anything. But this time I was like, I know I want to get, you know, some pumpkins and stuff like that so that she can actually pick them out because I'm not going to the grocery store doing that or anything. And I thought it would be fun to help, you know, like the small local farms and stuff like that. Whoa. Plus we went on a weekday. I think we'll stay away from weekends with all the crowds and stuff. Maybe my comments are messed up like they were last Friday. all those comments did come through, and I enjoyed reading them and commenting back later. But it made me so sad to have all those comments not show up live so that we could actually have that interaction. And I felt like you guys were all like probably yelling at me like, hello. And I can't see the comments. So I don't know what's up with that. It says comment moderation not set. Did I do something? It's probably not me. It's Facebook. Facebook changes everything all the time. I don't know. I think it should be fine. That's so weird. Technology. Love it and hate it. We are trying a new chicken and noodle crock pot recipe, and I'm excited about that because I love chicken and noodles. I find that they are yummy. Okay, so here's a big question I have for you guys that you guys can comment, and I guess I can read them later because I don't see them. But what is your comfort food? I asked Brad this the other day, and you know what he said, and I think it's kind of funny. He said BLTs. He just loves a good summertime BLT. Mine is more of a type of food, and it would be like anything creamy, like chicken and noodles, beef stroganoff, or even like a casserole type thing, just something that's like creamy. I don't know. I know that sounds so weird, but like I love this. Ooh, we have comments. I could see that. Hi, Tammy. Oh, I'm out of adhesive. But yeah, just any of those, like beef and noodles or like chicken and noodle, like that creamy meat and noodle sort of thing. That is what I find to be like my comfort food. My like warm and cozy, my, ooh, that's what I'm craving sort of thing. So let me know what your comfort food is. Let's see. Need some more Coastal Cabana. Whoop. And I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 2. And this is, I don't normally do eighths, but I did for this one. This is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then I just need 1 from this set. So it's just a hair over the 4 and a hair less than 5 1/2. That's how I usually calculate it as. I'm always like, isn't that eighths? Like when people actually ask me or whenever I need to write it out in my blog post or something like that with the instructions, then I'm like, ugh. I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, that's eighths. I just don't make eighths that much. I'm making you very hungry. Hey, I get it. I'm always hungry. That's why I have that one shirt that says never not hungry. But yeah, that's my comfort food. Now BLTs, I'm not a tomato fan, so Brad's gonna have to figure out his own comfort food. I'm pretty sure we're at like the end of his tomato plants outside. Are any of you guys big sports fans? I can't say that I am, but I did see that the Cardinals must be going to the playoffs because I saw a whole bunch of Red October stuff. So whenever we say in this area that we have a Red October, that usually means that the Cardinals are in the postseason. So that's exciting. We usually only watch sports whenever it's like something major and local. So maybe we'll watch some baseball games. Haven't watched any all season. Why not start now? And then we kind of become diehard fans. Like when the Blues were doing the Stanley Cup, we like got into it and made sure to watch the games and stayed up late and everything. So, yeah, we're kind of fair-weathered sports fans. And now I only have 3. I don't know what I was thinking with all of this cutting. But I will move these cards along so that you guys can see what the finished product looks like, rather than just the sample. So you can see it completely from start to finish. I didn't actually have my bingo night, Tammy. I am still hoping to. Because it will be virtual, a lot of pre-planning has to go into it. And by pre-planning, I mean way far in advance because I have to have all my stuff done in order to get it out to you guys and then have it ready to be mailed out in advance so that you guys all get it in the mail in time. So the timeline for it, like normally like I can do an event and I can say, hey, my event's in 2 weeks. And here's when it is, blah, 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 sign up. And then everything just needs to be done by that day. But with that, since I have to mail all of the supplies and stuff to everyone, then the timeline is like extended a lot farther. And I never got a chance to get it all ready to go. So I've postponed it. I'm still hoping to do one, but we shall see. Okay, so then with this ribbon, I didn't use a lot of adhesive. I put a little dab. Let's make sure I have it right side up, unlike the card the other day. So just a small little dab in the middle, and I'm just going to press it down in there. And like there's still sticky on the outside. That's okay. And I actually got it lined up side to side perfectly. So that's awesome. And then, yes. So then I'm just going to take a 1-inch strip and put this into my little banner punch. And like you can run it in and make sure it's like in that groove, but you can also turn it over and punch it out right onto your face like that. So now that I've already done one side, which I do know that it's like 4 1/4 is good, but I will go ahead and do it like this and show you how to determine that 4 1/4 number. So now I'm using the Snowflake Wishes for a Merry Christmas greeting. And that is from, you guessed it, the Snowflake Wishes stamp set. So yeah, stay tuned, Tammy. I'm kind of hoping to have it in like maybe towards the end of November. But that just made me think that that means I really need to get it together this coming week and have all my information out. So we will see. I feel like I'm getting there. Like, in having things like in line, but yet I don't have my samples and stuff ready. So now I'm just going to place this little piece that I already punched out on the other end. I'm going to place that down with how close or far I want it from my greeting. And then I'm going to snip. And that doesn't have to be like a straight line or anything. And then I'm just going to put that in the punch. Whoop, wrong side. Ooh, that was a close call. Although I think if I flipped it over, I would have noticed, maybe. Boy, that really wants to fling out at me. I think that went to the floor, meaning it's going to stay there. And then there I have that even spacing on either side. And then I just added this with some Stampin' Dimensionals. Hi, Laura. Welcome. Big weekend for you. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. Good luck and congratulations. Good luck on the move. I hope it goes smooth, or at least as smooth as possible. And yeah, I wish you all the best of luck at your new place. So exciting. So exciting and nerve-wracking. Why does it seem like some things that are so exciting are also so scary? I guess because nothing in life is easy, and so unless you take that leap, you have to have a little bit of both. And so then now those Stampin' Dimensionals are going to help secure that ribbon down even more than that little spot. So I'm not concerned about like gluing that ribbon down hardcore. And it's okay if the ends kind of flip up a little bit because it gives the card a little bit of texture and flair. And then I'm using these gorgeous snowflakes and I'm just putting them all over. I put like 1 million on this one. I put 8 on that card. Wowza, what was I thinking? That seems like a lot, but you know, it also looks super cute. So must have been doing something right. I think I'm just going to do 5. I'm going to limit myself. Because if I make a whole bunch of this card, I'm going to run out of those real fast. So there's that little bit of bling and shine. And then, of course, did I use all the white pieces? I did. I used all the white pieces for the fronts. So let me cut more so that we can stamp the inside of our card. Also, don't forget you can always stamp the envelope too for some extra added flair and to make the mail a little bit more happy from the outside as well as the inside. So my inside panel is just 4 by 5 1/4, which is just 1/4 inch in from my regular card base. And for this one, I'm just going to pick some of the snowflakes from the Snowflake Wishes stamp set that I already have out. And I'm just going to stamp those like on corners or all over. I'm really just going to get out one snowflake because I don't feel like cleaning a whole bunch of stamps, especially since I'm not going to make 500 of these cards right now. If I was, I'd go ahead and get them all out and do each one a little differently. So little 4 corners. You could also do a little fun down the side design. To mix it up a little bit. So it just kind of depends. You can kind of add your own little flair to it. It seems really dark, but I know it dries a little bit lighter, so. Hi, Karen. Welcome. You love those blingy snowflakes, and the fact that they already have adhesive on the back. Bonus. That makes it quick and simple. Don't forget that this designer series paper, the Snowflake Splendor, is on sale for 15% off this month. So now is the time to stock up on that one. There's also a couple other Christmas patterns that are available at 15% off, but then there's also some other great patterns too. So I did leave a link in the description so that you can check those out and not miss out on that fabulous sale. So this one, we're just going to add a little dab of adhesive in the center. And then I think this one, it might be a smidge longer, but that's okay. This punch really likes to fling them. There. If I go straight up, then it's just going to fall straight back down again. So I should be good, right? And then I won't have the pieces all over the place. Maybe it didn't go that far. Maybe it's that one. I don't know. As I feel like I'm being attacked by paper. But yeah, don't forget that the question of the day today is, what is your favorite comfort food? The food that you want whenever you're warm and cozy, or the food that you want when you just want a little bit of that yummy, good comfort. The weird thing is I can't really say that my mom used to make chicken and noodles or stroganoff or anything. I mean, maybe she did a little bit. We did used to have casseroles quite a bit, like a tuna noodle casserole that I super love and Brad does not like. He's like, that is disgusting. I still make it for myself sometimes, and then I just eat it for a few days. I just make a small batch of it, which is usually a little off on its measurements because I don't usually measure noodles when I cook them. So then I just add a little bit more, a little bit less of everything else. So I really like the these little snowflakes on the white greeting. So I kind of wanted to put those on there first. And then I'll go ahead and add in other places. I just feel like they show up better like on like the white areas than they do on those areas. Although I could put one like maybe over here on that lighter Coastal Cabana so that it pops a little bit more. Your comfort food is meatloaf? I've never been a huge meatloaf fan, but I think it's because I'm not, like, my mom would always put, like, giant onions and stuff like that in there. And, like, it's so weird. I love the flavor of onions, but I don't like the crunch. Like, I have that texture with the crunch of onions. Like, if you sauteed onions up and got them all, like, slimy, you know, I love that. And like we use dehydrated onions all the time because like they're small and they hydrate back up and then they're yummy. So I like the flavor of them. I don't like an uncooked onion, I guess. The crunch of an uncooked onion. It's kind of like the crunch of an uncooked potato. Once I have that, I'm like, I'm done. I'm out. It's so weird. But anyway. Aww. Did she have a recipe or did she make it like on the fly so then you never really knew what was in it? Gosh, I want beef and noodles so bad now. We make this, it's like, we call it like homemade hamburger helper because it's pretty much like cream of mushroom soup watered down with a little bit of milk. And then we've put in chicken, we've put in beef, we've put in ground turkey, and then we usually put it over rice. And so we had that earlier this week. And of course, I'm eating the leftovers and stuff. And so that's kind of where like the conversation started. And then of course, this chicken and noodles recipe that we're going to try. Brad wants to try a chicken and noodles recipe that doesn't have a cream of something soup in it. So I don't know. I've done them before with it and I feel like the flavor is just wah, wah. So we will see. Because I'm trying to come up with like great crock pot simple recipes that we can make once the baby gets here. Because I'm not so sure that I want to do like 3 days of meal prep and freezer food. I just want something that's like simple so that we can like almost put it on and then the food is ready whenever we're ready to eat in the evening, because schedules are going to be crazy. Like when Claire was born, then a lot of times Brad ended up cooking a lot because I was, stuck on the couch under a baby. But he's going to have his hands full too with me and the baby and Claire. So I'm just like, I don't really want to be eating out every single day. But like we also use crock pot liners, and let me tell you, those things are amazing. Whoever came up with those. I mean, I get it. It's plastic. It doesn't recycle because it's got the food particles in it and stuff. But those things, like cleaning a crock pot, and it's so big in the sink and everything, it's just crazy. And so those crock pot liners are they're heavenly. I love them. You don't have to worry about the crust on the side or burnt or anything like that. They're amazing. So no recipe. I know, isn't that the worst? Because, they always just did it from memory. My mom's mom, so my grandma, she used to make chicken and noodles, homemade chicken and noodles. And she didn't have a recipe either. So my mom kind of wings it and makes her own noodles every once in a while and stuff. I don't know if it's the same or not because I'm not sure I remember having chicken and noodles from my grandma. So I was 8 when she passed, but then the last couple of years she wasn't doing well. So I was pretty young whenever she passed. But yeah, a little bit of comfort food. A little bit of sentimental today. But yeah, everything is fabulous around here. Baby is doing very good, and I'm excited for a family weekend. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend as well. And yeah, continue to let me know in the comments, whether here on Facebook or when I post this on YouTube, what your favorite comfort food is. And don't forget about the designer series paper sale going on this month with Stampin' Up, including the Snowflake Splendor designer series paper that we used today. And I'll see you guys all on Monday right here at 12:15. So love, hugs, and prayers to all of you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe and stay healthy. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.